Hello and welcome to It's Only Electric. It's time for another episode of Brothers Comparing Cars. Today we've chosen two very similar cars in a very popular segment, mid-size SUVs, the Tesla Model Y Performance against Xpeng G6 all-wheel drive performance. Just to show you how similar these cars are, let us go through some facts. Let's start with the size. Total length of the G6, 4.75 meters, wheelbase 2.89 meters, curb weight just above 2 tons. How about the Model Y?
Model Y is exactly the same and also approximately 2 tons.
Yeah, so same weight, same length, same wheelbase. Very similar cars. Let us go through some performance. All-wheel drive, so dual motor, both cars. G6, 476 horsepower, 660 newton meters of torque. How about the Model Y?
Model Y approximately 500 horsepower and 660 newton meters of torque.
0 to 100, 4.1 seconds. Top speed, 213 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, and 3.7 seconds and top speed 260.
So a bit quicker.
Yeah.
And more top speed.
Yeah, higher top speed.
Battery capacity, 92 kilowatt hours gross, 87.5 kilowatt hours net.
And the Tesla is 82 gross and approximately 75 net.
Yes, so a bigger battery in the G6.
Yeah.
Range, 550 kilometers, WLTP kilometers compared to the Model Y.
513.
Yeah, so a bit lower range due to a smaller battery pack. Charging, also a very interesting aspect. G6 supports 800 volt, 280 kilowatts of fast charging, 10 to 80% in 20 minutes. That's low. How about the Model Y?
Model Y is 400 volts system and not 800, but top speed is 250 kilowatts with 10 to 80% in just over half an hour.
Yeah, so a bit slower charging, but two cars with really good charging. So the plan now is to drive both cars and compare them, talk about the cars, go through the driving dynamics, and at the end, you need to choose one of the cars.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick one too. Let's start. So let's start with the driving of the Xpeng G6 all-wheel drive performance. And I mean, you're the first driver, just test it out. And to be honest, we have been taking turns driving the car for over 1,250 kilometers since we got the car. So we have a lot of hours spent in the car driving it. Yeah. And I would say that we know most of the aspects of the car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I mean, everything from comfort, the software, driving dynamics, suspension, everything. And on top of that, I own a Tesla Model Y Performance since 2 years back. And we have been driving that one in a lot of tests and also privately used it, of course. So we know that car in and out too, every aspect of it. So this will be a detailed comparison, and probably perfect for you that's in the market for buying a mid-sized SUV and focusing on price and performance. I guess this is currently the two most similar cars out there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So let's start focusing on some comfort.
Yeah.
Since you're driving it now, what's your view on the G6?
In general, it's like really good.
Yeah.
Like suspension, feeling, with the comfort, the noise, like everything is a lot better actually than the Tesla, I would say.
Okay, so you think it's more silent?
More silent.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, so it feels more silent. And we have tried it on several different types of roads too.
Yeah.
I mean, we have driven it all the way from Amsterdam up to Stockholm, soon in Stockholm.
Yeah.
And different road types, road qualities. But you still think it's more silent?
It's guaranteed more silent.
Yeah, more silent.
I think so, at least. Suspension is a lot softer, but without being too soft. And this is the performance version.
Yeah, so that translates into more comfort.
Yeah, of course. Like the Tesla is more a sporty feeling, but can be harsh sometimes. Seats are really good.
Yeah.
Soft, but not too soft. Good support. Oh, and like the comfort-wise, I think it's really good.
Yeah, and the material actually feels exactly the same as
Tesla,
in
right?
the Tesla. Yeah, the fake leather setup, the cushioning, the quality of the seat feels. Also, the fit and finish of the seat is very similar to the Tesla Model Y.
Yeah.
Even the adjustments. So it's almost like taking the seat from a Tesla Model Y, putting it into
and
the Xpeng G6.
This seat could be in a Tesla.
Yeah,
Or vice versa.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice any difference.
No, you wouldn't.
It's riding on traditional coil springs and dampers, no active dampers, no air suspension, etc. So very similar to the setup of the Tesla Model Y. What do you think about the driving dynamics? I mean, there is a couple of different drive modes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have standard, eco, sport, all terrain. I mean, we have mainly been driving on eco and sport.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter for the suspension as such.
No, like an eco is comfortable enough.
Yeah.
I would drive it like in 90% of the time in eco.
All right.
So I would say like eco. We haven't driven it that much in sport.
No, mostly eco, 80%, 90% eco.
Eco is like comfort.
Yeah.
Accelerator and like brakes are a little bit softer. It feels good.
Yeah.
And when you put it in sport mode, it's more aggressive, right? Both the brake and the accelerator.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, because I think it was here on the driving settings, like controls, or was it settings? There is also an actual setting, individual setting for the brakes, the brake setup.
Okay.
So you can both set
comfort, standard, and sport.
Yes, the brake pedal setting is set to comfort, standard, and sport. Now it's on standard. When you set the drive mode to sport, it actually flips to sport. I think so. Yeah, we can try that. So if I set it to sport, I think it should switch over to. No, it did not. But you can adjust the brake pedal feedback.
Okay.
So if it's on sport, it's more direct.
Yeah.
You don't need to push it as hard to engage the brakes more aggressively. And there is also a steering wheel setting.
Yeah.
So you've mostly been driving the car on
comfort, right?
On comfort, but on autopilot or driver assist active.
Exactly.
So you don't use the steering wheel that much.
No.
But when you drove it in city, did you get any feeling for the steering?
Like it was not too light.
No.
I would say like medium, like pretty heavy actually.
Yeah, I also think that. I think it's a fairly heavy steering wheel. That's not I like that compared to the Model Y. Do you have any like reflections about that?
I like the Model Y steering a lot.
Yeah.
The regular one is good, and the sport one is really heavy.
Yeah.
Like extremely heavy.
But maybe you don't feel it in. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, you need more movement.
Yeah, probably.
Is it? It does feel fairly direct.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
It's not that laggy when you drive it.
It's pretty direct.
Okay, so that's suspension, the seat comfort, more or less a bit about the driving dynamics. And when it comes to driving dynamics, this is an all-wheel drive car, exactly as the Tesla Model Y Performance. So it's a dual motor setup, combined output 476 horsepower, 660 newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in 4.1 seconds.
Yeah.
Top speed 213 kilometers per hour. Yeah. You actually tried that on the Autobahn in Germany, and it is exactly 213. So you don't need to try that. We just did. So that's good. And it's not really on par with the performance of the Model Y. I mean, the Model Y does 0 to 100 in 3.7 seconds, has a tad more power.
Yeah, and I would say the Xpeng feels more progressive.
Yeah.
It's more like a regular engine, like
The motor, yeah.
Yeah, motor.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's
yeah.
like pushing you in a more progressive way. If you drive the Tesla, it's more aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like punching you.
Yeah, it's no delay at all, and it feels like it's really giving all the power immediately.
Yeah.
Comes direct. This kind of builds up the power.
Yeah, it builds up.
Yeah. And that's probably also why it has a bit lower 0 to 100 time. I mean, if this one would have been given all its power from the start, you'd probably lower the 0 to 100 time a bit. I mean, 4.1.
In theory, at least.
Yeah, 0.4 seconds is the difference. So maybe that's more or less the only difference. So let's jump over to the software, the user experience. I mean, you have 2 set of screens.
Yeah.
One instrument cluster and one central media screen. Good implementation, and this is of course a touch screen because there is no buttons at all.
No.
So what's your
Only on
experience?
Only buttons on the steering wheel.
Yeah, the steering wheel has
Nothing else.
controls. Otherwise, there's nothing else where you can control the screen. So not even a volume knob or
Nothing.
anything.
Mixed feelings,
Mixed feelings.
I would say.
Yeah,
Like, it's nice to have a screen in front of you.
that's a big plus compared to the Model Y.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to steer it or like do things on it and change things.
Adjust it. And,
To adjust it, yeah. And also all the fonts are real small.
Yeah, so a very small font size. You can customize the both sides,
Yeah, left and right screen.
left and right screen, and you
Yeah.
customize those with the steering wheel. So you can choose what you want to see. Like on the right side currently you have
Maps.
navigation.
Yeah.
On the left side you have consumption information.
consumption.
When I sit here in the passenger seat, I can't actually see anything on that screen. It's, I don't know if it's a prismatic cover on top of it.
Yeah, or anti-reflective something.
I really need to lean to the center, then I see it, but it's very pale from here, so
Yeah.
I can't see the content. I can't
But I
even see
have
the speed.
0 reflection instead.
Yeah. Yeah, this one has reflection
Yeah,
because
this
it's
one has 0.
more blank. That one,
Nothing.
nothing. So what about the main screen?
It's snappy.
It's snappy, good software.
Yes, yeah, like the basics is good. I feel like some functions are missing. A little bit hard to navigate sometimes.
I just want to mention one thing.
Yeah.
It's still running on kind of a beta software. Is not really, the newest software is not in place yet, so we are not seeing all the functions. This G6 is prepared for hardware-wise and software-wise for Android Auto wirelessly and Apple CarPlay. We can't show it here because it's not activated on this beta software yet.
Yeah.
So there is probably a lot of bugs that we're going to mention here
Yeah.
that's being fixed, or maybe already has a fix.
Probably.
Because the latest software was like added to this car for a couple of days ago, but there is more coming and it's not ready yet. Continue.
No, but otherwise it looks good. Some functions are missing, as I said. Some functions are hard, like volume control.
Volume control. Yeah,
If you're a passenger,
yeah.
you cannot adjust like in the screen in easy way. You need to swipe down and you need to like slide a bar.
Yeah, so for me, for instance, we're listening to music. I can't actually adjust the volume from here. I need to do it like this, as I said. So this is the volume knob. If you are a passenger, and this is really responsive. It's a bit too responsive, as you see. So it's very hard to granularly adjust it. It's very easy to increase the volume too much.
Yeah,
but just
especially
touching
this bumpy road or
so
you're steering or something.
Yeah, so and that has happened a couple of times.
Yeah,
you scared the shit out of me a couple of times when I was driving. You just accidentally increased the volume too much.
You have the control on the steering wheel.
Yeah,
so
that
if you're
one
driving
works.
is not a problem. It's easy to adjust.
So it's like as a passenger. So it's more driver centered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. But otherwise, it looks good. It's fast. It's snappy.
You have a lot of functions like
You have
applications, Spotify, Instagram.
I would say like the
Disney Plus.
the odometer or
Yeah,
what's it called. it's a little bit lacking.
Consumption information.
Yeah, consumption information.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
can't
true.
reset it. You don't have like multiply. You have like 100 kilometers, 50 kilometers, and 25 kilometers or something.
Yeah, so that's the.
But you
this
don't
one,
have.
you mean?
Yeah, but you don't have like total distance or.
No.
Or if you want to reset one for a road trip.
Yeah, so it's still missing, but that also goes for the G9, if I remember it correctly, because you don't have tripometers.
No.
You actually only have this one, like last recent 2.5 kilometer, recent 20, recent 100, and the consumption, that one looks good. But you don't have any tripometers, but you have the distance and consumption since start, but also the consumption since last charge.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can manage with those two, but it's really not optimal. I really want them to add trip 1 and trip 2. Such easy functions. Probably, or hopefully, that's a part of the next coming update.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Hope so. And the other one I would say like is a little bit lackluster is the maps.
The maps? Yeah.
Because if you want to route somewhere, like you want to go from Göteborg to Stockholm, it wants you to have a charging stop. It's hard to like choose one, and when you choose one, you don't know how much percentage, if you will arrive or not arrive. It calculates differently.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it, at least. Maybe it's I need to drive it even more.
It takes a bit time to get used to, but we have noticed that if you like enter a destination far away and your remaining range doesn't match the actual distance, that it asks you if you want to add a charge stop.
Yeah, which is really good.
Yeah, and it adds a charge stop that it thinks is suitable.
Yeah.
It's most often not suitable to your needs.
No.
I mean, we are fairly detailed drivers and really into the details, so we always reschedule and choose another charger, because for instance we may charge at Ionity to utilize the quick charge curve of this car, and then we end up still rescheduling, adding the charger manually. But it has the function. It also has the preheat functionality. If you navigate to a quick charger, it will adjust the temperature of the battery pack for optimal charging. You mentioned earlier that it can be hard to understand the actual distance to things.
Yeah.
On the screen. The scale.
Like I've never had this problem before.
No.
Like sometimes it feels like I should take a right in 100 meters, and sometimes it feels like I'm going to take it in 10 meters.
Yeah.
Because you don't see all the small roads sometimes, so you don't know if you should take this right or the next right, and sometimes it gets a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm too used to a Tesla.
Yeah, and that may be the case. You also have some assistance in the instrument cluster for the navigation, but
that one is too small sometimes.
It's the information on it may be too small. So if you have weak eyes or some eye problems, you probably can experience some issues reading on the instrument cluster. Yeah. But what do you think about the guidance?
It's good overall.
Yeah, and you have a special feature just behind your head.
Exactly.
A reminder.
So you have like speakers in the headrest. You cannot see them, but you can hear them at least.
Yeah, built-in headrests for navigation support, but also information in general. It tells you, for instance,
speed cameras.
Yes, speed camera warnings, when you should do your next turn, etc.
Yeah.
Works really good.
Yeah.
Really nice to have the built-in speaker.
Yeah, it gets focused because you have like a low volume of music.
Yeah.
You can still hear the music and still hear the uninterrupted like
instructions.
Yeah. As long as you don't have too high volume, right?
Yeah, that's a thing, because normally when you don't have a speaker in your headrest, the car or the media system lowers the volume when you get a instruction from the navigator. It doesn't do that here because it thinks that the instructions from the headrest is enough.
Yeah.
But if you listen to high volume music, that won't work. Even if you crank up the volume on the speaker at your headrest, it's still not enough to compensate for the rest of the noise in the cabin. But everything is done then. included in the car, all equipment.
Like it's really well equipped.
Yeah, the
in
only
general.
thing you can add is towage and change the color. Everything else is as it is for all models.
Which is
It's
really
all
good.
inclusive.
This is how it should be.
Yeah.
You
This-
shouldn't have to click 100 options
Yeah.
to get a decently equipped car. So I like it.
The last thing, I think, touch and feel, the interior,
Really
materials, design, etc.
good. Really good.
Yeah.
Like for this segment of car, for this price,
Yeah.
I would say it's really good. There is some hard plastics down low, but still pretty like thick plastic, and it feels good. Like okay, the door pockets are a little bit flimsy.
Yeah, but they are really low down.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But nothing else is plastic.
No.
Everything feels good. Like the steering wheel, the dashboard, the doors, solid closing doors, and it's frameless,
Frameless doors.
but still feels
Insulated glass here at the front.
Yeah. Like overall fit and finish, like build quality, materials are really good.
Yeah.
I would probably prefer a lighter color inside to make it more interesting.
Yeah, I also prefer the lighter one. Looks a bit more refreshing and suits the interior very good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And it would not go. Would you go for this color?
No.
Exterior orange,
No. not
very
at all.
aggressive orange, with
It's-
some. Is it like blue accents or
Yeah, it's like purple or
Purple,
blue,
yeah.
flakes.
flakes in it? So if you look
color
at it in the
flakes.
sunlight,
Yeah, it
Close.
sparkles.
yeah, small sparkles of purple sparkles. People are looking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in your face.
Yeah,
It's like a Lambo color.
yeah, and a lot of kids are looking too.
Yeah,
It looks like a toy in this color combination.
it's true. Like a Hot Wheels.
Yeah, like a Hot Wheels toy. I mean, if you want to live with the car a couple of years, maybe a more settled color is the better choice.
For me at least. So,
Yeah.
one more thing.
Yeah.
Autopilot.
Yeah, Autopilot.
It's like
Good.
the most important feature of this car.
Yes, it's also included.
Yes.
The driver assist, the ADAS systems,
And
a lot of functionality.
Yeah, and you said like the software is still not it's better, right?
Yeah,
Like overall software, but the Autopilot is one of the best.
one of the best.
Yeah, one of the best. Like the lane keeping is really good. Doesn't ping pong too much. Keeps good distance. You can change the distance from the steering wheel. You can change like the speed regulations like incrementally if you want for yourself. You can
Yeah.
also just press in the middle and it will match the speed limits.
You control
Really easy.
everything on.
On the left side of the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Real easy. And it also like the lane change is amazing.
Yeah.
You just put the blinkers on, just pull on the steering wheel a little bit and it changes directly.
Yeah, and it's fairly aggressive, but really precise and not uncomfortable. This car actually includes what we in a Tesla call enhanced autopilot. Comes to an extra cost, fairly expensive. So this one comes as a standard. So
Yeah.
lane changing assistance, or it's called automatic lane changing,
Yeah.
but also automatic parking.
Yeah. That's one you tried out.
Yeah, I tried that one, and it is so aggressive, but it works so good. I mean, you mentioned that also earlier, that it finds
Parking
every
standard.
single
Please check surroundings
free
for your
parking spot
safety.
Yeah.
before you even see it yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's aggressive. It's like pushing it in your face.
Yeah, so it's find spots that's behind other cars that you haven't passed yet.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how.
I don't know. Maybe it's the radar and cameras working together to find, but it works really good. And you don't need to, like in some cars you need to go very slow.
Yeah, or pass it. Or,
Pass it or like do it a couple of times before it finds the spot. This one finds it immediately, and I actually tried it, and it's so precise.
Okay.
And it even folds the side mirrors
Parking completed.
if the parking space is too narrow.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
That's really one of the best park assist functions I have ever tried. Actually,
One of
experienced.
the best park assist and one of the best lane keep for me at least.
Yeah.
And lane
Driver
change.
assist, lane change, amazing. So it's time for me to test drive the car and try to explain my view on it. And I'm really in line with your thoughts.
Yeah.
I think in almost all aspects. But let's start with the interior this time.
Yeah.
And this is really a notch up compared to the Model Y.
I would say the
I mean,
same.
the Model Y does really have good materials. I have nothing to complain about when it comes to the materials in the Model Y.
No, it's actually pretty
No,
good.
it's
actually pretty good.
decent materials almost everywhere, and this doesn't have better materials as such. But I mean, it's a bit more mixed
It's more mixed,
materials.
yeah.
So you have a lot of nice fabrics,
Yeah.
matched, color matched, soft touch on the dashboard, etc. So, and the design is not that Spartan as in the Model Y.
But still, like you said before, sophisticated.
Yeah, a bit more sophisticated. All the speaker grills are hidden underneath the same fabrics that goes everywhere in the cabin. So it's a nice look and feel to the interior.
Yeah. I really like the interior.
It also has built-in ambient lighting
Yeah.
on a couple of places.
Yeah. A little bit.
A little bit. Not as the bigger premium cars, but still more than the Model Y.
And
That
not-
doesn't have nothing.
Yeah, but not the same as the Model 3. Has more, actually.
Yeah, the Model 3 has a good ambient lighting, actually, a better
so
one.
this is like, yeah, it's better than the Model Y because
Yeah.
it's nothing.
But you can still adjust it. You can synchronize it with the music.
Yeah.
You can customize colors, etc.
Yeah, of course.
So it's addition and oscillating digital air vents. You don't need to have it in a static position, and that's actually more important than you think, I guess. Because in hot temperatures, you want to be cooled, and the airflow that comes out from the ventilations are usually very cold compared to the cabin temperature. So for instance, normally maybe it may stick on your hand or at your chest, and you will get all the cold air at the exact same spot all the time.
All the time. Exactly.
But since this can be oscillated, it will automatically always change the position back and forth, which means that you never get that same feeling.
Yeah.
You get a more even spread of the airflow
Yeah.
and a more even temperature in the cabin.
Yeah.
So that's really
Actually really good.
a really nice feature, and I think that's one of the biggest plus sides with having a digital air ventilation that you can't manually adjust.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's like the first real reason to have it.
Yes, it really adds. I mean, it really adds to the experience. It adds a function that you can't achieve by having manual and air ventilations.
You forgot one thing.
Yeah,
Ventilated seats.
good point. Very good point. Ventilated and heated seats here at the front, not ventilated at the back, but heated. The two other positions, so 4 seats heated, not the central position, compared to the Model Y that actually has heated seats on all 5 positions, including
that's true.
the center spot at the rear. Small difference, but still. 2 Qi chargers, good. Normally, a lot of cars only have 1.
Yeah.
So you have 2 good spots, ventilated Qi chargers for handling higher output.
Yeah. Like one of the few cars with good charging.
Yeah,
Because like it's only the Tesla is a good placement, but this one also good.
yeah, good
And
position.
it's 2 of them.
Yeah, so almost the same function and same placing as in the Tesla.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the inspiration.
Probably.
Also
Yes.
nice driving position. I mean, this is placed, the mid console is placed fairly high,
Yeah.
but works good for me. I'm still sitting in the lowest position because
same.
I'm tall, and they are at the same level, both left and right elbow, and very good cushion.
Yeah. Really.
I mean, we have been driving this car for almost 3 days now. Now we're probably up in 1,500 kilometers almost,
Yeah.
and no back pain, no elbow pain, no restless legs. Actually,
No.
so good thigh support. Even if you can't extend it, you still have a decent angle on it.
Yeah.
It's not as the more premium cars, but compared to the Model Y, it feels, as you said, I think you described that it feels exactly the same as in the Tesla. A bit more silent, or a lot more silent than the Model Y. I'm trying to drive and talk at the same time. Doesn't always work, but let me activate the Autopilot.
Perfect.
More silent than the Model Y.
Definitely.
Higher comfort than the Model Y because the suspension is a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Not as stressful in the vertical travel as the Model Y. The Model Y has a bit less body roll, more performance tuned
Yeah.
than this one. But this one doesn't have that much body roll. It is not, doesn't make you seasick.
No.
It's not that soft. It's still a bit sporty.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a big boat going around. It's
No
still
boat
pretty,
feeling,
pretty
yeah.
agile,
Yeah.
but still softer than the Tesla.
Yes. A good thing to know is that it is big castings, so giga castings, and a structural battery pack. So I guess the production is fairly cheap to do, but also makes the body of the car stiff,
Yeah.
and of course saves a lot of weight. So the curb weight is 2,050 kilograms of this car, and that's with a bigger battery pack than the Model Y has.
Yeah.
The gross capacity is 92 kilowatt hours, net 87.5. So it's a big battery pack and cranks out 550 kilometers of WLTP range for this trim, compared to the Model Y Performance that has 513.
Yeah.
So let us just talk about the price. The starting price of this one is 529,000 Swedish crowns, or 44,000 euros.
Yeah.
That's the starting price for the standard range version, rear wheel drive, with a smaller battery pack, but still all inclusive with all the bells and whistles, all the equipment. The only thing you can add is another collar and a tow hitch.
Yeah.
Compared to the Model Y standard range that starts at 564 or 45,000 euros.
Yeah.
It's a small difference in price. The Tesla comes with a tow hitch as standard, at least here in Sweden,
Yeah. It does.
which is an add-on on this car, and it costs 12,000 SEK extra or 1,000 euros extra.
On the other hand,
Yeah,
you have the enhanced Autopilot for the Tesla. That's
Yeah.
not included.
yeah. And that one brings self-parking
Yeah.
and auto lane change that this one has.
And it's included, right?
And that package costs, for Tesla,
4,000 euros.
4,000 euros extra.
Or 40,000 crowns.
Yes. So doesn't matter how you twist and turn, the entry level price is still lower on this car. This car, the performance version, this is the most expensive one, costs 619,000 Swedish crowns,
Yeah.
or 52,000 euros.
Which is still cheaper.
Yeah, still cheaper than the long range version.
Yes.
So,
All-wheel drive.
and
So it has more performance.
more power, better
More-
0 to 100 time.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes. More sporty because it still is the performance pack,
Yes.
and they also have better range than the long range all-wheel drive
Yeah, so 550,
compared to 534 or something.
yeah, something that ballparks. So it's actually closer to the performance version.
Yeah. In between.
Yeah, it's in
somewhat.
between, maybe more towards the performance version.
Yeah, a little bit more
Yeah.
of the performance.
So, but doesn't matter because the performance version of the Model Y costs 60,000 euros, or 586,000 Swedish crowns.
no, 684.
Yeah, so 684,000 Swedish crowns. So it's a lot cheaper than the performance version,
Yeah.
and it's also cheaper than the long range version.
Doesn't matter how you put it.
Yes. That's the price. And another very important thing is the back seat.
Yeah.
And as you all know, Model Y has a really good back seat with a good amount of space, leg room, headroom, nothing to complain about. Fairly comfortable. You can also adjust the recline of the backrest.
Yeah.
But all those things also goes for this back seat.
Yeah.
It feels
Even
very
better,
good.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, slightly better, I would
I
say.
think so.
Slightly better.
Like the seats are soft. Even the
Well
back.
cushioned, soft, yeah.
Yeah.
Good support.
Good headroom.
More comfortable because you can recline the seats slightly more in this
Yeah.
car.
And like it's more than needed to like ride normally.
Yeah, so
Because you get
more of a
sleepy.
resting.
Yeah, more like a resting position than.
Yes. But it's
Right,
yeah, it's really good back there, and the central armrest. I don't know if you see that here on the video, but you also have hidden cup holders to press, and they fold out. So a bit more premium feel to those.
Yeah. And good leg room also, of course. Really good leg room.
Really good leg room, and you have space for your feet to put underneath the front seats.
Yeah.
And I fit behind myself without any problem at all, not touching the knees, plenty of headroom, everything is actually fine.
Yeah.
So it's really optimized back there. It has a bit less boot space there, though,
Yeah.
than the Model Y.
And no frunk.
No frunk. So when it comes to cargo, the Model Y wins. When it comes to back seats, I really think that the G6 wins.
Yeah.
Finally, it's time to make a choice. As we promised in the beginning of the video, we need to choose or pick one of the cars. And I think it's time to start with you.
Yeah. And to start with, it's a really hard decision to make, for me at least. It's extremely similar as cars in many ways, and extremely different in other ways. Like the size, the comfort, same segment of a car. The Tesla has its pros, so does also the Xpeng.
Yeah.
The Tesla is more practical, bigger boot, the frunk.
Yeah, so bigger loading capacity with a bigger boot and a frunk on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you have your charging infrastructure. It's easy, you just put your navigation on.
Superchargers, yeah.
Superchargers everywhere. You always know what you're gonna get in speeds. You always know, the car always know where to stop. You don't have to choose anything. You just drive.
But you have that on the Xpeng too, but not as sophisticated yet.
You have it, yes, but you don't know which charging station you want to choose. You need maybe different
networks, charging networks.
Yeah, different charging networks and maybe different apps. But the comfort in the Xpeng is a lot better.
Yeah.
It's more quiet. I think overall the interior looks better.
Yeah.
Sound system is better on the Tesla. It's worse on the Xpeng, but it's still good on the Xpeng.
Yeah.
So it's not a deal breaker. If I get the right deal,
Yeah.
I would probably choose the Xpeng, but with like a really small margin.
Yeah.
I would never take the orange color.
Not the orange color.
Maybe.
You wouldn't pay extra for that color.
No, never. Maybe the gray one.
The grey one and the white
like
one also looks good.
Yeah, probably. Like the dark gray, or there was dark gray, light gray, and also white, I think.
White, yeah. So what you're saying is you would go for the G6
Yes.
if you get it for a good price. I mean, the price point undercuts Tesla in all trim levels.
It does.
But you're probably talking about interest rates and
Exactly.
leasing fees, etc.
Exactly.
So if you get a nice financial deal on the G6, you would go for that one and be a bit more unique.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Especially for uniqueness. You don't see a lot of them.
That's a good point. Okay, so 1-0 to the G6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will try to pick one of the cars, and this is my car, so probably I will get problems with it if I choose the Xpeng G6. Maybe it hears me now and like will start whining and braking, I don't know. The G6 really has a better long trip comfort.
Yeah.
Slightly better range due to a bigger battery pack, and it's still very efficient.
Yeah. I just.
And above that, it also offers really good charging
Yeah.
on 800 volt systems. Not as good at 400 volt systems, so you will be able to travel faster and longer with the G6 if you use the right charging stations. Software is really not on par with Tesla yet, but it looks promising, and it's a beta software, so updates are on the way.
And it's still pretty good software.
It's still good. It's still
It's above average.
it's above average, yeah, and it's functional. You have a lot of options: wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, so plenty of choices. On top of that, also applications, native applications, because it's built on Android. I'm really not sure about the exterior design of the G6. Sometimes it looks amazing. Sometimes it looks
Weird.
weird. And in some angles, it looks strange. I don't understand the orange color on the G6. It's a very different choice. So I would not go for that one. But I think G6 is really a good package.
Yeah.
But this one is more fun to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It feels more nimble, it feels more sporty and active. The steering is a bit more direct compared to the G6.
It even feels smaller,
It
actually,
even
when you
feels a
drive
bit
it.
smaller, despite having the exact same size.
Yeah.
But it's also more noisy, and it is also more bumpy. I mean, I have owned this one for 2 years now. So I would probably also go for the G6. But all my cars are company cars, so it's very dependent on a good company deal.
Yeah, same. So,
Because Tesla tends to be very good at offering good interest rates,
yeah.
and therefore also very competitive leasing prices. I think it boils down to the final offer.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
As I
So
said.
the same situation. Go for the G6 just to try something new. And if you want a sportier car, I think this is the one.
Yeah.
If you're looking for more comfort and be a bit more unique and don't want to drive the world's best-selling car, then go for G6. Subscribe, like, and engage, and stay
Stay electric.
electric. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon.